What's up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to run through my favorite Funko Pops of 2021. I do want to admit up front that as I was putting this together and I was thinking back on previous years, I feel like this may have not been the strongest year for Funko, but there were still some pretty interesting figures and some that I'm really glad to have in my collection. Once again, I do want to thank my patrons, including those that were able to vote on this particular video. And the content that did not get the top votes, I'm still going to work on some of that content. So there's plenty more coming up on my channel, of course. Now, I do want to remind you all, these are just my opinions. Again, remember, these are my favorite pops. I'm not saying that these are the best pops of the year, just my personal favorites. And of course, in the comments, you can feel free to share your own personal favorite Funko Pops for the year 2021. Now, I'm not going to include any pops that have been revealed but haven't actually released yet. So please do keep that in mind. And this is not necessarily being done as a countdown either. It's just, my favorite pops in general. So because I'm not going to focus on figures that haven't actually released yet, that means figures like the Squid Game pops, I would not include those, even though I think they are pretty cool and very true to the characters, but they just haven't released yet, so do keep that in mind. There are some things that have been revealed, but they may not be out yet at all, or they may be only in certain areas of the world, so just something to keep in mind there. Now, I already did the video for my least favorite Funko Pops of 2021. If you haven't checked that out, you can do so. It is available here on the channel, of course. One that I forgot to include is She-Ra on Swiftwind. Can't believe I forgot that one because Swiftwind just still kind of creeps me out. That really fleshy color that it has and the dead milky eyes, I'm just not a fan of that particular pop, right? So I did forget that on my list, but yeah, if you haven't checked out that video, you can check it out to see what other pops I was not a big fan of for the year 2021. Now, to start off here, I am going to focus on blacklight pops and repaints. And yes, I know that blacklight pops are, for the most part, basically repaints, but there are some exceptions to the blacklights here. So let's go ahead and get into this. One thing I like about Funko is the way that they do support charities, including breast cancer research. And with these particular pops, they decided to focus on the DC bombshells, which I think was a good idea. And I like these more than the previous breast cancer awareness pops because I really feel like more thought went into the paint jobs. So they have the different shades of pink going on and it plays real well off of the white aspects of certain figures here. I just think they look good, when it comes down to it. And I did get the exclusives. I got the exclusive Hulk Girl and the exclusive Batwoman. And I actually think those are the standouts for this particular line. And if you're interested in these pops, you can still track down most of them. And I really do think it's awesome that they are for a good cause. Now, with the black lights here, I think what they decided to do with Ant-Man is very interesting. They went with some unexpected colors there. I don't know if there's a comic book reference with these particular colors or not, and it really doesn't matter. I just think it's an awesome looking color scheme that they decided to go with, something very unique. And I would like to see Funko actually take more risk like this and try to mix things up with these repaints. Don't always go with the expected colors necessarily. And the Gladiator Hulk, blacklight figure here, it just looks really good up close. I received this as one of my Christmas gifts, and it looks so awesome in my collection. I'm very happy with that particular figure. And I also like what they did with the Blacklight Galactus pops. Of course, there was a Chase variant, and I did end up with both of these figures, and they both look awesome in their own unique way. As a matter of fact, I think they make the original look a little bit on the dull side. But yeah, these are some pretty awesome figures here. I was very happy to end up with the set, having the non-Chase and the Chase as well. In general, I think Funko has done a really good job with the Jimi Hendrix pops, including the ones that are not pictured here. Now, the blacklight designs here, of course, they went with two of them, and I know a lot of people especially love the one to the right there that's super colorful, and I really like it as well. I especially like what they did with the hair and the swirls on the sides of his hair. It just looks really good up close, but I also do appreciate the one with the blue face as well, and that one does have a more somber look, of course, because of the blue coloring. And actually, when I look at that one, it makes me think about my favorite Jimi Hendrix song, which is The Wind Cries Mary. So yeah, I really do appreciate both of these figures in their own way. And it is amazing how, just how different a figure can look with a different paint job. I think these really show how different, what a difference a paint job can make, basically. So I'm going to get into Rise and Deluxe pops here next. Now, I did like the Doug series, of course, Doug from Up, the Doug Days series. It's a very short series. I think you can binge it in like around an hour, maybe even less than that, because they're pretty short episodes. And this was a great moment to represent from that series, Doug with Puppies. This is a Target exclusive here in the US. I have seen it in stores a couple of times. I don't really collect Disney so much myself, but still, I really appreciate this moment here. I thought it was a very cute thing that they put together here. And Iron Man with the gantry was really awesome to see this one get made. And it does have, you know, it's glow in the dark, but I mean, it barely has glow to it. It's basically just the eyes of the Iron Man suit. And then, of course, his arc reactor on his chest as well. So they probably could have done more with it if they were going to make it glow in the dark. But regardless, it still is pretty awesome that they made this particular figure. This is one that you might still be able to track down if you're interested in it as well. Now, Captain Carter on the Hydra Stomper, just awesome to me. I really love this particular figure, and it's amazing how quickly it released. I mean, Amazon did the reveal, and then it was available to pre-order, and I had it like literally, I think like maybe 24 hours after I first saw it. It was just crazy. Amazon is like that sometimes, but this is one that really looks good up close. I like how they did some sort of aging and some wear on the actual Hydra Stomper figure itself, and then it has the, you know, the flame effect on the back as well. Definitely like the look of Captain Carter looking so confident on top of it. So yeah, this is a pretty awesome ride here. Now, one thing I don't understand though is why they would make this and kind of make the other pops almost unnecessary in my opinion. You know, literally after I saw this one and I got this one, I was like, well, I'm not going to worry about the other Captain Carter pops or the standalone Hydra Stomper. I just think it looks more interesting as a ride. So that's what I went with, and very glad to have that in my collection. Now, Pop and T sets, I decided to kind of give these some love because there are just so many of them out there, and I really did take a look at the t-shirts as well as I was thinking about these particular sets here. So I don't collect Dragon Ball Z. I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z in forever, but when I actually saw this in a GameStop, this Majin Buu with the ice cream, it just caught my eye. Like the image here really does not do it justice. The colors look so good up close, and like I said, it just really grabbed my attention when I saw it. And the t-shirt is very simple, but sometimes simple is better. Actually, I think sometimes the Funko Pop tees are a little bit overdone, so I like the simplicity of this. You know, it's basically just the figure itself on the t-shirt, and Majin Buu and Dragon Ball Z, you know, so I think the simplicity of it works here. And yeah, it's pretty cool looking. Now, I feel like if you're going to add the White Rabbit to your collection, of course, from Alice in Wonderland, you got to go with the flocked one. This is another one that looks really awesome up close. And as a matter of fact, it's actually restocking in some Target stores right now. So if you missed this previously, you can try to go for it. And the artwork on the t-shirt looks so good. I love the numbers around the rabbit and the design of the rabbit on the t-shirt as well. That is a really good looking Pop tee. And then one that I'm desperately trying to find right now is the Blacklight Black Panther with the Pop tee. I have not seen this in my area yet. I'm definitely going for it. And as a matter of fact, I actually wouldn't mind getting two of these, one with my actual t-shirt size because I would like to wear the t-shirt. And then another one, you know, just to keep in the plastic would be nice to have. So yeah, I'm trying to track this down, but I really do like the look of the t-shirt itself. I like that design for the Black Panther there. And I like the way that they did the blacklight painting on him as well. So fingers crossed that I will add this to my collection soon. And then I want to focus on flocked pops. Of course, there were a good number of flocked pops this year. Some flock chases for sodas as well, which is kind of interesting. And I'll talk some about sodas at the end of this video. But for right now, let me stay focused on the pops here. So the flocked blue, of course, from Blue's Clues, I think it's just a very cute looking pop here. It's a Hot Topic exclusive, and it's another one of those times where I feel like if you're going to get the figure, and if you like flocked pops, then you might as well go with the flocked blue. Again, just a very cute pop, very simple, you know, because the original character's design is pretty simple, but it just works so well as a pop. It really feels like something that was just taken right off of the TV screen, basically. And I know that a lot of people were just going for the Chase Inosuke, but I think the non-Chase flocked figure here is pretty awesome. I actually have this in my collection, and I do understand people wanting to have an unmasked version of him. But yeah, the flocking on the mask I think is really well done. And of course, I always love the crazy eyes, the giant snout there. It's a really solid looking figure. It's kind of a shame that some people are kind of pushing that one to the side just to try to get that Chase. But like I said, I understand it to an extent, but this is still a pretty awesome figure. All right, y'all, we're going to get into the standard pops, and I'm saying standard pops, but there are some slight exceptions to that, and I'll discuss that more as we go along here. So the die-cast Batman, this is one that if you look at this image here, I kind of was not so crazy about it, because if you look at the body especially, it looks like the body is almost gray, you know, kind of a different color from the head of the figure. But when this restocked on Funko.com, I did go for it, and I'm glad that I did, because it actually looks way better up close. I mean, it is a deeper black than it looks in the images. I'm not sure why it looks, maybe there's just too much lighting on it or something. But yeah, the body, it does match up well with the head sculpt. And it's just really awesome looking up close. If you're a big Batman fan, it's a great centerpiece for your collection. It displays very well, of course, with that clear box, you know. So yeah, I really do like the die-cast Batman. I think it kind of stands above the other die-casts that have been done so far. Now, call me crazy, and I know some people are going to wonder why in the world is this on my list, but I don't know, it's just something about this Cobra Red Ninja. Whenever I see it in GameStop, it catches my eye. Now, I don't collect G.I. Joe, but I still really like the look of this figure, and I especially like how he has so many weapons on him. It just, I guess it triggers that nostalgia of being young and really being into ninjas and, you know, seeing ninjas in action, whether it was animation or live action. So, yeah, there's just something about this Cobra Red Ninja that really does stand out to me, and it seems like it's kind of an overlooked exclusive. It's still pretty easy to find, but I think it is a pretty cool figure. Now, I actually shared this one in an unboxing video recently, and I know some people may be surprised to see this on my list, but if you saw that video, then you may understand why I really like this Pam Beesly figure. It just triggers that memory from that particular episode and the whole Jim and Pam, the early days of them on the series in general. So that's why I like it. You know, it just triggers fond memories of the actual series, and I do like her Christmas earrings there as well. I know in terms of design, it doesn't really stand out among a lot of other pops, but like I said, it's really just about that triggering the memories from that episode and other episodes as well. Now, I don't collect Dungeons and Dragons. I have been tempted though, and as a matter of fact, last year I had a Dungeons and Dragons pop on my favorites list, and it was the gelatinous cube, which I didn't end up keeping in my collection because I'm trying not to get sucked into collecting too many different lines. But there are some really awesome Dungeons and Dragons pops, and that does include this Xanadar figure, which I have seen multiple times up close. It's a really good looking figure, and I like how gritty and grimy the teeth look there. It's just such a cool figure up close. But like I said, I just can't let myself get sucked into collecting too many different lines. It would add up to way too much money, basically. I was definitely happy to see Funko make this blue Superman, which I do have in my collection now. And I know that they're going to do the red one at some point. Can't wait to have both of them together. I do like how they have the energy coming off of him, including from his eyes with the transparent plastic there. It just looks really awesome. So it's kind of a simple pop when it comes down to it, but it's still definitely one of my favorites for 2021. Now, I know some people have already completely forgotten about this set here, but I did end up getting all four of these figures. I decided to complete the set for these Fun Days mascots, and I'm glad I did. I like how they're so different from each other, and yet somehow they still make sense together. You know, maybe it is just, you know, because they're mascots and they're original characters, but yeah, these are pretty cool figures in my opinion. And like I said, I think it was worth it to go ahead and get all of them. I don't know where their values sit right now. It really doesn't matter to me. I plan on keeping these in my collection. I still really like all of these. I think my favorite is probably still the Funko Force. But yeah, they're all cool figures when it comes down to it. Now this figure here, I know some people might look at this as an exception because it's not in a standard size box, but it's in that weird gray area where it's not a particular size that I think Funko would, you know, label it with, but it doesn't even matter. You know, this Doctor Strange Supreme Unleashed has a lot of nice details to it. I'm really a big fan of this figure. And it might even be higher up in my mind. Remember, this is not necessarily a countdown. I'm just saying higher up in my mind, basically. If it had a different mouth sculpt going on, I do think the mouth looks a little bit goofy there. But other than that, I really do like a lot of the detailing with this figure. It's one that you just have to see up close to truly appreciate. Now, I'm definitely a big fan of the movie Corpse Bride, and I do have I'm actually missing Victor. I still need to get Victor, but yeah, I do have the Emily Pops, including this diamond one here, and it's very cool that they made this particular diamond figure there. I like that she has the worm coming out of her eye now, and the diamond, just, you know, the glitter paint job, it just looks good up close. So I think this was a pretty good idea for, I'm just going to call it an updated figure, basically an updated version of Emily. I think it is a pretty cool figure. Now, as far as Party Thor is concerned, in the actual What If series, I did not like him. I really did not like that episode. I thought it was the weakest one. I thought a lot of the jokes just did not work. But this figure, though, is pretty awesome. I mean, I like his costume here, or his outfit, suit, whatever you want to call it. I think it's pretty good looking. Maybe not something that you would always want to see on Thor, but it does work. And I like that he has the goblin in one hand, and then of course he's spinning the hammer, Mjolnir, which is pretty cool. I like the way they you know, decided to do that. So yeah, pretty awesome pop. Maybe not a great episode, but still a pretty awesome figure though. The Venomized Jack-o'-lantern, this one I was definitely waiting for it to drop, and I was so glad when I finally got this one. I had a friend pick this up, you know, for me as well. Very cool looking figure up close. I don't know if I would say it's like my favorite Venomized figure. That's kind of tough. There's so many awesome Venomized figures at this point, but it's definitely top tier when it comes to the Venomized line, and I really hope to see even more of this from Funko. Some people may be a little bit worn out on the Venomized line, but not me. I'm still a big fan of it. The Hollywood exclusive T'Chaka. When I saw this one, I was like, I gotta work out some way to get that figure. I actually ended up with two, thanks to the help of you know, supporters, and I really do appreciate that because it's such a cool figure. Of course, this is T'Challa's father, and I'm really glad they did a figure of him. Now that I think about it, I need to get the Marvel Legends figure of T'Chaka as well in this particular outfit. Just such a cool looking figure. I love the way that they have the African cloth there over the actual Black Panther suit. It just looks really good. I love the colors of it. Yeah, just an awesome figure. And yeah, like I said, a Funko Hollywood exclusive. I'm glad there haven't been a ton of Funko Hollywood exclusives that I've wanted, but this one for me was a must-have. Then the Winter Soldier. I was so glad that they did an updated version of the Winter Soldier because, you know, the vaulted ones are very tough to get, and, you know, they're very pricey. So yeah, I'm so happy that they did this updated one, and I love the detailing on it. I love the, you know, he actually looks like he's been doing some battling there, especially with the shield being all dirty and scuffed up and everything. Yeah, this is just a very cool looking figure. Now, I will admit, I still would not mind getting the vaulted one where he's actually wearing the full mask with the goggles and everything. That would be nice to have. But again, I very much appreciate that Funko did this updated Winter Soldier. Very happy to have this one in my collection. And this is one that has been restocking on Amazon. It might even be available right now. The zombie Captain America, I've said this before, I feel like he was a little bit underutilized within the What If series, but of course there's going to be a standalone zombie, you know, Marvel Zombies on Disney Plus, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, this zombie Captain America, it just looks really good up close. Again, it's one of those ones where you got to really look at it up close to appreciate the paint job. I love the subtle purple coloring around the eyes and around the mouth, and how the colors kind of change a little bit here and there on the actual body, the exposed ribs and things like that, you know, the exposed bones. It just seems like it was well thought out. And I think this one, the common, is actually much better than the Funko.com exclusive, which doesn't have the shield. And there is, of course, a jumbo size of this one that is a GameStop exclusive, which I'm probably going to end up adding to my collection at some point. So this zombie Captain America, really awesome figure. Now, for everybody that typed, what about Tanjiro? You can go ahead and delete that question. I did not forget about Tanjiro. I'm a big fan of the character, and of course, I am a big fan of the box lunch exclusive. It's already an awesome mold, and to make it even better, they made it glow in the dark. So yes, that is a really awesome pop. Unfortunately, I have not caught up to it yet, and I think it's because the release has been a little bit awkward. Like, some stores actually have it, not in my area though. It's been dropping in and out of availability on the website, and every time it sells out instantly. I've not been able to catch up with it, so it feels like kind of a release, but not like a full release for that figure just yet. But I definitely do want to shout it out because it is an amazing figure, especially if you are a big Demon Slayer fan and a fan of the character. I also want to give a quick mention to the Hot Topic exclusive, which I think is kind of getting overlooked, but I think that's a pretty solid figure as well. I like that outfit that he's wearing there. I like the mask, the way that it's positioned up on his head. That's a pretty cool one for the character as well. But yeah, that box lunch exclusive is definitely one of the most sought after figures of this year and for this current time right here, and I'm one of those individuals that's trying to find it also. Alright, you all, so those were my favorite pops of 2021, and of course now I really want to hear what your personal favorites were, so I do look forward to checking those out in the comments. And as far as sodas are concerned, I did mention them briefly earlier. There were a lot of sodas that released in 2021, and there's some that are kind of in that gray area where some people have received them, not everybody. Some retailers have shipped them out, some have not. So it just seems like it would be very tough to try to focus on sodas. I don't really know if I'm going to do a video on that or not, but I'll think about it, and we'll see. Over the next couple of days, I'll think about it, and we'll see if I do that or not. But if I don't, just understand that I think actually determining the favorite sodas and least favorite sodas would actually be a lot tougher than the pops for this year, because there were just so many sodas that were put out, and in terms of design they're a little bit more similar as well, I think. So yeah, I'm not really so sure about doing sodas, but I definitely appreciate you taking the time to check out this video. Like I said, if you haven't already checked out my least favorite pops for 2021, that video is up on the channel as well. I hope you all are taking care of yourselves. I hope you're having an awesome New Year's, and I wish you much success in the year 2022. And I will talk to you all again real soon.